Good y'all, this is your boy Mike Ray, and I'm back again with another video. Hey, just continuing where we left off on last video when we talked about relationships. I got an idea from a cool friend of mine, and he thought it'd be a good idea to just continue on. So here we are with this video. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of insight on cheating. Do I believe it's something that people can get over? And give you real-time explanations as to why myself have cheated. You don't want to miss it. Let's get into it. Alright y'all, so as you know, my channel is all about being completely honest and transparent. I've said it in several videos. I keep saying it and I'm going to keep saying it because that's honestly what my channel is all about. So during these last couple of weeks, I've had the great honor of really just sitting down, mapping out content that I honestly gravitate more towards to. Not more so of the content everybody else is putting out and just kind of bandwagon off of that. Content that I'm putting out these days is content that I've genuinely wanted to put out. Things that I've had in my noggin for quite some time, and just things that I honestly have gone through. I think the best stories are obviously stories that, you know, are from experience rather than hearsay, all of that. So I thought it was a pretty cool idea to just kind of shed light on relationships. Relationships are one of those things where it's just one of those, and I say this a lot, relationships are it's essentially a business, you know what I'm saying? So how you conduct the relationship, you know, how you manage it in all areas and not just some, really matters. So while talking about the last video, when I was giving y'all a little bit of insight on the relationship, I thought it would be a pretty cool idea to just really shed light on cheating. And honestly, bro, like I feel like it's something that gets overshadowed, and I think it's a conversation that needs to be had because people cheat, you know what I mean? And I feel like there is a Lord, I might get cussed out after this. Ooh. All right. I just feel like it's a conversation that needs to be had. Cheating, I feel like, can be perceived in different ways. And so I just want to give y'all my input on it and just go over, again, real-time experiences with myself as to why I cheated. So, as you may know, like your boy, I've been in more relationships with females than I have with guys. So I think I'm a little bit more experienced when it comes to females. And so like with my approach with guys, I do tend to approach it a little differently. And so just fast forwarding to my male relationship, honestly, like it was something new for me. You know what I mean? Like I said, I started dating guys or experimenting with guys in the 9th grade. So I wasn't that experienced up until, you know, a couple of years later. Mind your business, don't worry about how long. But relationships to me have always been, what's the word? Okay, let me just break it down. So with females, I've always had long-term relationships. You know what I'm saying? I was able to stick it out. We talked shit out, I mean, and we thoroughly communicated. And then I flip side, you know, you go over to the guy side. It's like I've had long-term relationships with guys as well, but they weren't as thorough as the female relationships. And so I would often ask myself, like, dude, like, because honestly, contrary to what you guys probably believe, I don't like jumping ship. You know what I'm saying? I don't like getting out of one situation, jumping into another one. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you're not moving with a clear head when you do that. And so when I went on this little journey post my 3-4 year relationship, which I'm going to dig into, I really just didn't really, you know, put no time and energy into trying to find a boyfriend. You know what I mean? Because I feel like people really, how can I say this? Because I want to be very clear with the message here. I feel like people really act on emotion a lot of times, and I am one of them. And that last relationship really had fucked me up, you know what I mean? So whenever I would try to date and, you know, take people serious, it would just never happen, because it's like you notice things that the last relationship that you dealt with within the last relationship, so you automatically pilot to, oh, this is bullshit too. And I'm guilty of that. And so what happens when I do that? We're going to talk about it. I don't want to get too far ahead. I do want to kind of just like really dissect it and really break it down. And so cheating for me, and first of all, let me just define cheating. You know, I'm going to give y'all the urban Michael Ray definition. Cheating to me is giving any unnecessary attention to anyone outside of which it should be with. Let that sink in. I said giving attention, unnecessary attention, to anyone outside of in which it should be given to. And honestly, bro, like, and this is why I feel like this video is so relatable, because again, I have been cheated on and I have cheated, so I can see it from both sides, and which is why I feel like it's a conversation that it should definitely be had, you know what I mean? So now that I've given you guys my definition of cheating, how cheating made me feel, honestly, like if you've ever been in a serious relationship, you know what I mean, when you give somebody your all through thick and thin, in and out, up and down, left and right, you know what I'm saying? Being cheated on really fucking sucks, you know what I mean? And there's no nice way to put it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know anyone who has a nicer outlook on being cheated on. You know what I mean? And if you do, please comment in the comment section below and fucking fill me in, because I honestly just don't know, not now one. But to me, like, it really broke me down. And the reason, and y'all, like I said, I know a lot of people perceive me to be one way, but I'm telling you, I love hard. You know what I mean? And so when I let my guard down, because for years prior to even just outside of relationships, my guard has always been lifted, you know what I mean, because of personal shit, family shit, you know what I'm saying? So I've always had this wall up, and I never really let anyone in easily. So whenever I do that, or whenever I did that per se, and it just wasn't fucking enough, that really fucked me up mentally, you know what I mean? Because how do you go from giving, pouring into, investing, loving, cherishing, communicating with somebody on a daily, to being, you know, distant because of what happened? You know, when that shit is a very sick feeling, you know what I mean? So for me to have to do that, it really broke me down, you know what I'm saying? So for the longest, my remedy for that was just fucking around, you know what I mean? And no, again, yes, I said fucking around, but please understand something. I didn't fuck any and everybody. I didn't fuck anything that had a leg, you know what I mean? There were still some levels to that shit, you know what I mean? But I was still doing something. I was still operating out of the norm, because that wasn't me. I don't just really just fucking around, you know what I mean? And so, okay, I ain't gonna say that. We'll just wait. So for me to have to do that, it was just kind of like a quick remedy, but at the same time, you still coping with the shit because holidays come up. And so when you're so used to spending holidays with somebody, and the devastation from the motherfucker cheating on you just grows even stronger on holidays, you know what I mean? And that's just my personal opinion. Again, it may be different for you. Some people cope and move on differently, you know what I mean? I'm just highlighting my experience. So now that we know what cheating is, how it affected me, I'll tell you why I cheated. And again, this is not pertaining to anything recent. This is just pertaining to, I'm just speaking from a general point, okay? I'm drinking wine and this, yeah. But for me, once I'm in a relationship and I feel like the lack of communication the lack of communication is, I'm very big on that. Because I'm one of those guys, I like to talk shit out. Like whenever I see something, I like to address it. And if you push it off, then I feel like you're not even attempting to right the wrong here. You know what I'm saying? And that goes on both sides, because sometimes I'm wrong. You know what I mean? But I like to communicate. So when you don't communicate, I really feel like, okay, well, if I'm not worth the conversation to even fix the problem, then why in the fuck am I here? You know what I mean? So that's one element to why I've cheated in the past, because communication is a solid foundation and a must-have for any relationship, friendship, what have you. So when that's not there, it opens the door for error. You know what I mean? And so taking into consideration that you're not communicating with me, then I mean, you know when a relationship is coming to a sour patch. You know what I mean? Because things suddenly seem different. Attitudes suddenly seem different. The way people move suddenly becomes a little different. You know what I mean? So you can pick up on it. And so for me, like this particular relationship that I'm referring to, I noticed, like things were just a little fucking out of whack. You know what I mean? Especially when you've lived with this person, you've been with this person for 5+ years. You know their ins and outs. You know how they operate. You know when they happy. You know when they mad. You know when they sad. You know all of these things. I can tell when the motherfucker lying right in my face. You know what I mean? So I would start to see things slowly changing. And mind you, again, I am a communicator, but I'm also an observer. I like to observe shit because I'm going to observe before I bring it to the forefront. So I'm going to observe and I'm taking it in. I'm taking mental notes. I'm peeping all of this. And so the movement is different. The way we communicate is different. The way we go about our daily task is different. And so I'm like, okay. So the lack of communication is now in effect. The overall, how can I put it? Things are just different now. So the lack of communication is there. People are moving different. We're moving different. We're not doing what we usually do. So the habits are unknown. And then, like for me, y'all, I am being open and transparent. Like I feel like it is extremely important, and do not take it in the wrong way, especially if just don't take it wrong. But like I am one of those people. Like once I start to see things happening, and I lose focus. Because that's ultimately what happens when there's a lack of communication, when you start moving different, when I have to start moving different, and I start seeing this, I start seeing that, I start hearing this, I start hearing that, then at that point, like I'm idle. You know what I mean? I'm here, but I'm just stagnant. I'm in one place. I'm halfway here, I'm halfway there. You know what I mean? So the reasons that I have cheated, I mean, again, the lack of communication. Things are moving different. So when I feel like you moving different and we not talking like we used to talk to, like we're not talking like we used to, we're not doing what we first did when we first got into this relationship, it's different. And I know times change as the relationship grows. I get that. But there's a saying, you'll lose them. I might be saying it fucking wrong. Charge it to my head. How you get them is how you lose them. Okay? And I feel like there's truth to that, and I feel like there's a negative connotation to that as well, because I feel like if you start the relationship on a solid foundation and you remain steady, then that's what the outcome would be. That's just my assumption. That's just my opinion. And so I felt like I did that. I feel like I provided the income. I provided the stability, financially at that current time. I felt like I was open and honest. I felt like I was a good communicator. I felt like I was the nurturing person. I was there holidays, Valentine's Day, Christmas, things like that, making sure my nigga was happy, you know what I mean? And so when all of this starts to go in reverse because of, again, the lack of communication, the maneuvering is different, the habits are different, shall I say, and everything is just off, then my mind is like, okay, I know how they say the right thing to do is to leave the relationship whenever you feel like there's nothing there. But I'm one of those people, I'm also a realist about it. Like, I feel like things are changing, and the dynamics of this relationship is changing so heavy. But I also love this person. I'm also a firm believer when you love somebody, you just don't give up on them. It's not that easy. And so I stay in situations because I feel like it'll change. I feel like this will change. We'll talk eventually. We'll eventually go do this. We'll eventually do that. And shit'll be better. And sometimes that's the case. But in this particular situation and relationship, that just made shit worse because I stayed in the situation knowing that I was being cheated on. And so what did I do? My remedy for that was after so many conversations, there were no more conversations. I didn't say anything. I felt like I've done all the expressing that I can do. So at this point, the power of social media took over, you know what I'm saying? And with the lack of communication, unknown habits, and I just fell victim to the internet, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna just keep it all the way 100. I start seeking attention in places where I shouldn't have been, you know what I mean? So I started talking to people in which I shouldn't have talked to. And so of course two rights don't make it wrong. Or is it two
really,
wrongs
nigga?
Don't make it right? Y'all get what the fuck I'm saying. Blame it on this. Two wrongs don't make it right. So even though I know this motherfucker cheating on me because I see it in plain sight, not only because of the habits, the way they're maneuvering, but I'm seeing physical proof of that, and I'm staying in a situation knowing that that's only going to make it toxic. You know what I mean? So my remedy for that was, I fell victim to social media, interacted with people in which I shouldn't have talked to, and I'm not going to lie, I have mentally cheated because I feel like when you mentally think about somebody outside of your partner in a way in which you shouldn't, I feel like that's a form of cheating. I have physically cheated, you know what I mean? And I'm going to just keep it all the way a buck, you know what I'm saying? I'm very open and honest about my shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to own it. And that's the part of communication. If you ask me something, I'm going to own my shit regardless. And I feel like some people, when you own your shit, and when somebody feels like they're being cheated on, there is no right answer. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to lie because I was that way too. There is no right answer. So a motherfucker can be really telling you the truth, and everything that you're saying is being received as a lie. You know what I mean? So I'll be open and honest. I will communicate. I will let you know that this is what I did. You know what I mean? And I'm going to tell you why. But if you don't give me the opportunity to, then what? You know what I mean? It's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, what the hell do you want me to do? So it resulted to me mentally and physically cheating, you know what I'm saying? And for a while, I did it for a while because I was in a situation where I was not happy, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it resulted in neither one of us being happy because neither one of us really talked it out. Because I got caught cheating, you know what I mean? Just like I caught this motherfucker cheating. Motherfucker caught me cheating, you know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, bruh, we could have prevented all of this had we just communicated, called out those sudden maneuvers that just does not seem to be the norm, and just really acted as adults. But we stayed in a situation that became toxic. We stayed in a situation that was not beneficial to neither of us because this nigga cheated on me, and as a result of that, I cheated on him, and at the end of the day, nothing positive came out of that. Now, I don't hate the motherfucker don't hate me, at least I don't think, but it's still the principle, like, we wasted time, and we could have just kept it a buck with each other from the very moment. I kind of did, but I should have kept having those conversations, and I should have broke it off, you know what I mean? Instead of resulting to temptation via Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of this good shit. And so I feel like I could have had, that's time that I lost that could have been used to and for something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's time because time is something that we can't get back. You know what I mean? So I'm very big on that. And so, yeah, I just feel like cheating is a big deal, and I feel like it's not often communicated. Of course, no one wants to talk about being cheated on. Nobody wants to really just dive into cheating. You know what I mean? It's not a fun conversation. I don't know who in the hell would want to have it, but at the end of the day, you have to have it. Because if you know that you are being cheated on or vice versa, then there's a conversation that needs to be had. Which brings me to my next point. Somebody asked me a question last week because they were watching the show, and this just so happens to be the topic of the show. If someone cheats, can you forgive them? My answer to that, y'all, after this. My answer to that is this. I have been cheated on. That wasn't the first time that I've been cheated on. And that definitely wasn't the first time I had been cheated on by him. So my answer to that is yes, because I believe in forgiveness. And I'm not one of those people that, oh, well, I'll forget it and throw it in you. I will never forget it. Make no mistake. I will never forget that. But I want to at least give you the opportunity to right the hell out of that wrong that you did. You know what I mean? And I expect that in return. You know what I mean? That's just me. Some people would say, no, if a motherfucker cheat on me, that's one and done. That's it. I don't really believe in that. You know what I mean? And again, tell me your thoughts on that. Comment down in the comment section below. Tell me, do you feel like if someone cheats on you, that's a one and done, you're not going to give them another chance? I really want to know y'all's input on that, because honestly, I feel like everybody is deserving of a second chance. And the way I like to outline that in specific is, I know we probably shouldn't involve religion in certain things, but if God can forgive me for the I've done, time in, time out, why can't I forgive this person for the that they've done? You know what I mean? So that's just how my mind works. Now, after so many times, you kind of have to throw the flag in and say, hey, look, flag on the play. I got to wash my hands with this, because at this point it's becoming toxic. And as an adult now, I understand the importance of that. I'm not wasting my time no more. I'm going to communicate till I cannot communicate anymore. And once I cannot communicate with you, oh, baby, I got to wash my hands, because what I'm not going to do is be in a toxic relationship anymore. I'm not doing that. I don't care who you are, how many years I've loved you, what we have binding us together. No, I will never be in a toxic relationship again. Mark my word, I will never be in a toxic relationship. Because again, time is time that we do not have. Therefore, we cannot get it back. So I'm not going to sit here in a situation knowing it's toxic and just pretend like the shit don't stink. No, I'm not doing that. I refuse to do that. I'm 28 years old. I can't do that. Life is too short. I got to live. You know what I mean? We just got to live, and we got to create memories, more importantly. And I'm not trying to leave this earth knowing I was in some toxic shit my whole life. I'm just not doing that. So again, yeah, I really want y'all's input on this. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think cheating is forgivable or not? And just give me your views on cheating. Have you cheated? What was your reasons for cheating? You know, and how did you react to being cheated on? Again, these videos, I want y'all to interact with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting here in front of a camera with lights burning my face because it's hot. All this energy. I just need y'all to communicate with me. Again, effective communication is the best communication. So just communicate in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on this. And hey, that's pretty much the end of this video. I feel like I've bored y'all long enough. You know what I mean? It's 7:20 here. I need to finish this drink. I now need to go take another shower because I've been under lights for almost 15-20 minutes. I don't know how long this video is. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this video. Again, let me know what y'all want to talk about. I'm here for you guys. I promise y'all I'm going to keep the content pushing. And that's what your boy doing, you know what I'm saying? You got to love it. You can't hate it. So let me know what you guys want to talk about. Again, comment in the comment section. Give me your experience. Give me how you reacted to it. Give me your experiences on personally being the initiator of cheating in any way. So without further ado, your boy is done with this video. I got to get up out the sweater because I'm hot. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're not a member of the family, join the family today by clicking the red button below to subscribe. If you're already a member of the Bear Cave, I love y'all so very much, and there's nothing that you can do about it either which way. No matter how the cookie crumble, I love you, and that's just it. And so until next time, I'm out.